This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Former Hotelier of the Year for the region and past president of Atlantis, George Marcantonis, says the delayed opening of Baha Mar is not good for the Bahamas as a destination.
The hotel executive, who now runs the iconic Twin Resort in Las Vegas, weighed in on the issue at a luncheon meeting with Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie and Tourism Minister the Honorable Obi Wolshcombe on Tuesday. In fact, the Tourism Minister agrees that individual branding won't benefit the Bahamas to the degree that destination branding will. Clint Watson has the story.
Former Atlantis President and Managing Director George Marcantonis also now weighing in on the delayed opening of the Baha Mar Resort. Marcantonis, who now heads one of the most iconic hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, the Venetian and Palazzo Resorts, says the longer Baha Mar takes to open, the more it will have an impact on the Bahamas as a tourist destination.
I think Baha Mar needs to open for the good of all the people in the Bahamas. You know, my thoughts haven't changed. Atlantis still is and will always be the premier property over there. But I hope that it all gets resolved and it opens soon because it'll help everyone.
Tourism Minister Obi Wolshcombe says the government is now working to secure airlift needed to boost the destination.
Our numbers are very good. We need about 100,000 more seats once we have Baha Mar open, and we are on the right path, and we look as if we're going to have the numbers before August this year.
Minister Wolshcombe says the Bahamas must focus on a total package rather than individual brands. One of the key lessons gained from the success Las Vegas has in its ability to run high occupancy with so many of its large hotels.
And you'd see the brands, and you could look at the various brands and see that the competition doesn't matter. They complement each other. Well, that's what we want to do in the Bahamas. You can have Atlantis, you have Baha Mar, you can have Breezy for Sandals, but they almost complement each other. It must all be about the destination, not the single hotel. And that's what you have in Vegas, a destination. If we can cause that in the Bahamas, and of course being able to tap into George's wonderful skills and the fact that he has a number of relationships all over the world that we can ask him to assist us with, and we're not going to be shy to do so, it's going to help the destination grow.
Marcantonis says every opportunity that he gets, he still promotes the Bahamas as a great island destination to visit.
You have no idea how many people I've told, do not go to Hawaii. It's the same travel distance from Las Vegas to the Bahamas that it is to Hawaii. And the difference is you can swim in the ocean at Atlantis in the Bahamas.
In fact, he's got a lot going on with the Twin Resort, but says he still has ties to the Bahamas and will maintain that connection.
Our entertainment offerings, our sports offerings, we've got a lot of renovation going on. Very similar business plan to what happens back in Nassau.
Any challenges trying to separate yourself from the Atlantis experience and taking on this new role?
There's no challenges. I'm still in communication all the time with all of our friends and the people in the Bahamas. And as I mentioned, we're going to be going back frequently. Separation, there is no such thing. I read the Bahamian newspapers online every day. I know what's going on.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
The Progressive Liberal Party is congratulating the government of the Bahamas on its third anniversary and the measurable strides the Bahamas has made during this relatively short period. Party Chairman Bradley Roberts says when predecessors lacked the strength of leadership, courage, confidence and political will to make the difficult, unpopular, but necessary policy decisions to secure the future of our country, the PLP government mounted to the challenges and boldly confronted them. Among the areas being applauded by Mr. Roberts are government's initiatives to bring about changes in the immigration policy and the new gaming regulations.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. Following the merger of Cable and Wireless Communications and Columbus International, on March 31st, CWC shareholders of the Bahamas Telecommunications Company announces new corporate and consumer-facing brands for the combined group. This will be rolled out in the coming months in markets where the necessary regulatory approvals have been obtained. CWC will operate under the corporate banner C&W Communications. A refresh flow will be the unified consumer-facing brand throughout the Caribbean, replacing the former Lime and Flow businesses. Over the next few months, customers will be able to experience some of the cutting-edge innovation that C&W plans to bring to the market. The group will formally launch the new brands on a phased country-by-country basis as new and exciting products and services are introduced. In other business news, the Ascot Grand Bahama project is currently in the pre-construction phase. Developer Steve Bell has appointed international designer Bianca Bowie to design the beachfront tower residences. Bowie has been a part of high-end international projects, which include Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, and appearances on HGTV's Selling LA. Each room is inspired by the sea. Buyers will have the choice of either exclusive use or to put their residences into the resort rental pool. Virtual tours covering the beachside residence, beach amenities, orchard, and marina are now online at ascotbahamas.com. And in international news, Japanese video game maker Nintendo made its first annual operating profit in 4 years, which beats its forecast as well as the market's operating profit was 24.8 billion yen for the year to March, compared with its forecast of 20 billion yen and analyst predictions of 23.8 billion yen. The firm said lower costs had offset the impact of slowing revenue growth. Nintendo was also optimistic about its outlook, expecting its annual operating profit to double in the next year. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly.
Carnival fever has hit the country and the show has already started, and I don't mean the two of us.
For more now what's happening at the Cultural Village, we toss it over to our Keisha Adderley.
Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival has touched down in Nassau. And I'm going to tell you, it's a party. Let me apologize now for the noise. It's not going to get any quieter than this. And look behind me, lots of distractions. We have jugglers. We have guys walking on stilts. And I wish you could see some of the fantastic costumes, but they're doing their jobs and making the rounds around Arawak Key as spectators look on in awe. It's a beautiful sight out here. It's a big party. Just a short time ago, we saw Prime Minister Perry Christie, many of his cabinet ministers and entourage arrive, and they look like, you know, they're going to let their hair down. It's going to be a good time tonight. Let me just give you an idea of what to expect. Of course, the festival is set for the 7th through 9th. It's opening night with Junkamania. And that's an interesting term, right? And what it is a fusion of Junkanoo and some conventional music. So we're going to find out tonight just how they come together. About 5 groups will be putting their creativity on display here at Arawak Key. Now, let me tell you, the traffic is bad. So if you want to get out here, which you should, you need to get out early and get your perfect spot. There's lots of space here in front of the stage, so you won't have any trouble getting in. But get here early, and we're going to have a good time tonight, I think. We'll be here throughout the night. Our coverage starts live at 8 o'clock, so you have the best seat in the house either way, whether you come out or you watch it on ZNS television. So we'll see you later. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Keisha. High traffic is what can be expected in the West Bay Street area around the Carnival Village. On Friday, streets will close at 6 p.m. and reopen at 6 a.m. Saturday. However, by 10 a.m. Saturday, the road would again be closed until 8 p.m. Bahamas National Festival Commission Events Manager Ed Fields advised motorists to steer clear of the area if not taking part.
We put a really, I think we put a really good traffic flow plan into place, but we're asking people, if you're not coming to Carnival, stay out of this area because there are going to be lines. It's unavoidable. So if you're not coming to Carnival, stay out of the area. You know, you can take the Independence Highway if you want to traverse east to west, because there are going to be times when the road will be shut down. Now, Thursday and Friday up to 6 p.m., West Bay Street will remain open. There will be flat traffic flow and you won't have any problems. But when you see Friday at 6 o'clock come, the traffic diversions will start to begin. And one of the things we want to encourage, highly encourage, is for people to carpool.
Definitely. Me and Charisma, we're carpooling.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have to do that so we can be out there in time.
On time.
And safe.
Safe.
Yes.
Having a lot of fun. Now, of course, as you know, the stage is set for what we're calling the country's biggest cultural showdown, and we're calling it Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. It will start tonight, but tomorrow, all eyes will be on some of the best in Bahamian music in the Music Masters final, as they battle for bragging rights and a huge payout of money.
And those 9 finalists say they're ready to put on the hottest show that the Bahamas has ever seen. Tonight, our CS Gallery introduces you to 3 of them: Sammy Starr, Bodine Johnson, and Lady E.
for several weeks now, hits like All Day, All Night, Islands in the Sun, and Jump in the Line have dominated the airwaves. But just who are the masterminds behind these songs? Bodine Johnson, a teacher, and local entertainers Erica Simonette, also known as Lady E, and Sammy Starr shared with ZNS just how fortunate they are to be able to perform in Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival.
People started to become more energized. They started to just feel all of the lightning and the excitement that comes along with Junkanoo, and so I wanted to translate that into a way that people would be able to enjoy.
I just wanted to be able to paint a picture of beauty that could travel internationally.
Junkanoo is really based on everybody being on the sidelines and kind of just listening and, you know, enjoying your favorite group, watching the costumes and the dancers and the musicians and everything. But Junkanoo Carnival is a different concept, whereas you can actually purchase a costume and kind of jump into the fun.
With so much at stake, these artists are pulling out all of the stops to put on a phenomenal show.
I'm a showman, so I think about lights, I think about pyro, I think about haze, I think about colors and props and dancers and movement and musicians, and I think about all that stuff.
What the Bahamas is in for the Music Masters competition is the biggest show that the Bahamas has seen, something that is going to be reminiscent of the late Therese Hepburn and Maureen Duvalier and Eloise, and that's what I want to show on the stage.
They can expect to see phenomenal dancing. They could expect to see the bar to be raised to 100%. So once the bar is raised, then anybody else can take it from me. They deserve it because it's going to be a war, it's going to be a fight, and I'm ready for it.
And they gave us a sneak peek into what spectators can look forward to come Friday night.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is your boss man. We going to party. This Junkanoo fed got me wet. Say, we ready Bahamas Carnival?
The star-studded Music Masters concert takes place on Fort Charlotte beginning at 7 p.m. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks, Sieska.
Oh, wait, we're back.
You
Sorry.
busting a move?
Sorry, I was getting ready for Music Masters. That's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
The cleanup continues in North Eleuthera today following heavy torrential rain earlier this week. Island Administrator Jalton Johnson says the airport reopened this morning after being closed due to flooding. Also, those residents who lost items during the flood will be assisted by the Department of Social Services. We're told that the water got up to several inches in certain areas.